This video is about how to go from previewing a text to coming up with a topic and a working thesis, and that's all before actually reading the text. By text, I mean anything from a textbook chapter to a newspaper or journal article to a chapter in a novel to a short story, any kind of reading that you need to do. In previewing a text, there are, as you can see, 4 basic steps. The first one is to read the title, which sounds very obvious, but a lot of us skip over that and start right in with the reading, while the title is screaming at us that it contains very important information. Step 2 is to read anything that stands out, and by that I mean anything that doesn't look like the tiny text of the article. That could be a photo, a caption, a chart, a map, some boxed off text, a bold-faced subheading, etc. Step 3 is to read the introduction. You'll notice here that that could be the first paragraph or paragraphs. It depends on how long your text is. If you're reading a textbook chapter, it might be a whole page. If you're reading a newspaper article, it's probably just going to be the first paragraph or 2. Step 4 is to read the conclusion, and as with the introduction, that's the last paragraph or paragraphs, depending on how long your text is. So today we're going to read an article that I found online. I found this in Time magazine, as you can see right here. And I'm going to start with step 1, which is, as we know, to read the title. Glendale School District hires firm to monitor students' social media use. Okay, so school district in Glendale has hired a company to do what? To monitor students' social media use. Yikes. Sounds to me like they're spying on students. Step 2 of our preview, as you'll remember, is to read anything that stands out. And the most obvious thing to me is this photo right here. It talks about Twitter, Twitter, Twitter. So I was thinking right away when they said social media, I was thinking of Facebook, but I guess this is also including Twitter. We'll see. Okay, let's see what else stands out. This right here, education. So this is from the education portion of Time magazine. The date, this was recently published. Okay, 3 people have commented on it. I'm going to scroll down and see if anything else stands out. Oh, well, what I notice is that this is a very short article. So another advantage of looking for anything that stands out is you're going to see exactly how long your reading is before you start doing it. That way you can plan your time accordingly. So this isn't going to take me long. All right, we've read the title, we've read anything that stands out, and now we are to read the introduction, which on an article this short will be, of course, just the first paragraph. Whoops, I'm having trouble with this. Whatever. Okay. A California school district is paying an outside firm to monitor the social media postings of 14,000 middle and high school students for a year. Okay, so if I didn't already know it, I now know that Glendale is in California, and this school district is paying a company to monitor middle and high school students' postings for a year. Now I'm going to read the conclusion down here. Let's see if I have better luck with this. The arrangement with GEO Listening, okay, that must be the company that they hired, will be discussed later this month at a meeting of the school's district's PTA, that's Parent Teacher Association, during which the superintendent will make an appearance. Well, my guess is that the parents and the teachers will want to talk about what they think about the school looking in on the students' social media. Okay, so now we are going to move on to developing our topic. So I'm going to make this a bit smaller, and I'm going to look at one way to develop a topic. And that is right here. In developing the topic and working thesis, we're going to work with the 6 journalist questions. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. I refer to these as the 5 W's and the very lonely H down here. We're going to fill them in with just 1 to 7 words each, so we're not going to get too wordy. And then we're going to turn all of this into a thesis. And I say a working thesis because we haven't yet read the article. We've only previewed it. So we're going to read the article after this and then see if our working thesis is the actual thesis. So let's start with who. This is about students. What is it about? They're monitoring or checking social media. Oh, wait a minute, it's not the students. Well, let's see, let's keep going and see where we get with this. Where? In Glendale at high school and middle school. Maybe schools, I'm guessing. When? We read that this is going on right now. Now, with the Y is going to point, you can see this arrow right here, up to the what? Why are they monitoring and checking social media? I don't have any idea at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line here, and that's going to remind me later to come back and fill that in. And then the how can point either up to the why or also up to the what. How are they doing that? They hired a company to do it. Okay, so I haven't read the article. I've previewed it only, remember? We've read the title, we've read what stood out, we've read the introduction and the conclusion. So this will be, as I say, my working thesis. I'm going to take all of this, what I'm calling the topic, and I'm going to put it into 1 or 2 sentences, which will be my thesis. Now I want to point out that in most classes, the topic would be just the what, monitoring or checking social media. My students have found that it's helpful to have all of these questions answered in order to come up with a thesis. So let's give this a shot. We'll start with the when. Today, same thing as now, Glendale High School and middle schools. I'm not sure if it's 1 or more, so I'm going to put that / schools are monitoring or checking on students' social media by hiring a company to do this. Okay, it's not, it's not the most graceful sentence, but it covers everything. Let's see if we've got students in here, right here. We've got monitoring or checking their social media. Let's see, where is that? Right here. Monitoring or checking their social media. Glendale, high school and middle schools. Now, today, and hired a company to do it. They hired a company to do this. All we have to find out is why they're doing this and fill that in. And then we'll see what our actual thesis is. Okay, so let's go back to the article. I'll leave it there. And we're going to read it now and then fill in the why and see if we need to change anything. A California school district is paying an outside firm to monitor the social media postings of 14,000 middle and high school students for a year. The Glendale district is paying $40,500 to the firm GEO Listening to look at public posts in search of references to possible violence, drug use, bullying, truancy, and suicidal threats, according to CNN. Okay, that's my why. And I think I'm just going to put various reasons because I don't want to put a whole list here in my thesis. Where I want my list to go is in my supporting details. So in my supporting details, I would write all of these reasons right here. Possible violence, drug use, bullying, truancy, and suicidal threats. Let me read on. The district already used the firm for a pilot project that helped successfully intervene when a student was found on social media talking about ending his life, the firm's CEO told CNN. That's a news company. In an unrelated incident, the district superintendent said one student posted a photo of what appeared to be a gun. Okay, so that goes back to violence, right? Possible violence. And then we have up here ending his life, suicidal threats. Okay. GEO Listening employs 10 full-time workers and contract staff who only work up to 4 hours a day because, according according to firm CEO Chris whatever. The content they read is so dark and heavy. Wow. So I guess there's so much going on the social media that they can't handle more than 4 hours a day of reading it? That's surprising to me and sad. The school district's move has raised privacy concerns. That's what I was thinking of right away. Don't the students have a right to privacy in their off time? The school district's move has raised privacy concerns, with some comparing it to government-sponsored stalking. Other things the firm looks for on social media include whether students make references to cutting class and whether they're using smartphones during class. So they are spying on you. The arrangement with GEO listening will be discussed later this month at a meeting of the school district's PTA, during which the superintendent will make an appearance. Okay, let's go back to our working topic and thesis. Who, students, what, monitoring or checking social media, where at Glendale High School and middle schools, when, now, for various reasons, hired a company to do it. Let's try reworking this because we still need to put for various reasons. Today, Glendale High School and middle schools are monitoring or checking on students' social media for various reasons by hiring a company to do this. Let's make this a little bit more elegant. It works, but it doesn't sound really great. Today, Glendale High School and middle schools have hired a company to, let's take this out, monitor or check on students' social media for various reasons. And we can take this out. And let's see how we did. Did we get everything in there? Students. We have students right here. Okay, we got that. So let's get rid of that. Monitoring or checking their social media right here. And we took care of that. Glendale High School, middle school. We got that. And let's see right here, I'll take this out. Now, yep, we got that right here today. For various reasons, let's see, for various reasons right here. And let's get rid of this. And then they hired a company to do it. Have hired a company to do this. Okay, so we got everything that we put up here in the topic, we got in the thesis. Now what we're going to do is check our thesis. So we're going to read this ahead of time, and then we're going to reread the article and see if it works. Today, Glendale High School and middle schools have hired a company to monitor or check on students' social media for various reasons. Okay. Glendale School District hires firm to monitor social media use. A California school district is paying an outside firm to monitor the social media postings of 14,000 middle and high school students for a year. Here they tell how much they paid them and why they're doing it. We said for various reasons. Here they said in a pilot project they found a student who was talking about killing himself. In this paragraph they talk about a student showing a gun when they spied on them. Maybe I shouldn't use the word spy. Then they talked about how they have the people who are watching this media only work for 4 hours because the content is really dark. Here they talk about privacy concerns, and here they talk about a PTA meeting where they're going to discuss this. So our thesis, our working thesis, has turned into a great thesis. It's no longer a working thesis, it's actually our thesis. So we're good to go. All right. That ends our video. I will make a few more to show you how to do this with a few other articles. Hope it helped you.